Yo, what's going on, you guys? This is your boy Haba, Nick, or no Haba, and I'm bringing you a brand new video here today. And before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for all the love, dude. We're at 280 subscribers. Fucking wild. We're taking over the planet. Soon we will be at 280 trillion subscribers, so stay tuned for that. But seriously, thank you guys so much. It means the world to me, and I hope I can continue to bring quality and entertaining and informative and fun content your guys' way. Yeah, with all that said, I don't know what we're gonna be making in this video. I kind of have a general idea, so it's probably gonna be a trash beat because whenever I come in with ideas, it sucks. That's obviously a joke, but we're just gonna hop right into it. All right, so you guys see it. We got the LA Custom C7 grand piano out of the Keyscape library. I don't know, I almost consider this piano like a first child to me at this point in the game. But I'm gonna set my scale. You know what? We're gonna go major, and I don't think I've ever used a major scale on a video, not ever, obviously, but I'm just gonna start making chords. So I'm gonna start with triad here, just with my root note F. So this isn't a triad anymore. I don't know what you call it when you go up a half step like this, but I think it sounds a lot better than this. A little too slow for me, so I'm gonna up my BPM. I'm actually gonna put it back to the A, because now with the other chords, I like it more. That's the great thing about music, man. Like, you can literally do whatever you want. So now I'm just adding the fourth note of the chord. So that for this one would be E. And I know that because I have my scale highlighting on, which you do by going to view and going to, where's it at? Note grid highlights, and then you just select your scale here. So I'm in the F major. You just go every other note to make a chord. I usually start with triads and then go from there and see where it takes me. I don't know all the names of the other ones, not that far in the music theory. But so now that I have this, I'm gonna grab all my bottom notes and I'm just gonna shift click and drag while they're highlighted, and that's gonna duplicate them. And then I'm gonna drop them 2 octaves by holding Control and pressing down on the arrow key twice. Now let's hear what that sounds like. So it sounds a lot more full. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mess around with like octave switches, I think is what it's called, with the chord. So like, for example, I'm gonna grab this C and throw it down an octave. I'm gonna do that with all the second notes. Or I don't know if they'd be called second notes, but second from the top, third note in the chord. Yeah, I know things. And then also, I'm gonna just drop these in velocity a little bit, and I'm doing that by highlighting them by holding Control and then clicking and dragging on the notes I want, and then I just scroll down on the scroll wheel while it's highlighted, and that'll adjust the velocity. So I think these top notes velocities are a little too high, so I'm just gonna drop them just a touch. And now I'm gonna highlight all of my chord notes, and I'm gonna press Alt S, and what this is gonna do is it's gonna strumize it and humanize it just a little bit. So now that we have that, I'm gonna start working on a top melody and just really put in notes where I seem fit. I think that's the expression I'm looking for. So I like this for kind of like a bass melody. Now I'm just gonna add some like filler notes wherever I see it. So like, for example, I'm gonna try to make this transition from this chord to this chord a little more smoother. And I think I'm gonna do that by like just making cuts in the chord itself and seeing if I like it. So I'm liking this melody overall. So one thing I'm gonna do to kind of make it more realistic, like the Strumize thing, is I'm gonna press Alt R. And this is gonna bring up this velocity menu, and you can just adjust this to however you want. And I typically just go something like this, and then I hear it. There's a note in here that's way too high. So I'm gonna duplicate this melody over and just make some changes on this other half. Like maybe I'll throw this up an octave and then just adjust my notes here and just see if I like it. And I'm also gonna throw up these notes an octave just cause. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna pitch it around until I find like a scale that I'm rocking with. So I pitched it down 3 semitones to the D minor scale, or D major scale, I mean. Sorry about that. So this is what it sounds like now. So I like that. So now I'm just gonna add a little bit of effects to it. There's a couple things I do to the majority of my pianos. And if you've watched my videos before, you probably know what's coming. I'm gonna add RC20. And I always go to this Vinyl 3 preset and just like turn off the noise and the magnetic and then swap around this EQ. Then I like to widen it just a little bit. But and I like, you know, it gives it this effect and I like that. Then I like adding a Valhalla vintage verb, and then I turn down the mix here just until I like it. I like to turn up the low cut too. And then I think I'm gonna see if I like a crystallizer on it. And as I'm doing that, I'll turn off the metronome. Yeah, so I like the crystallizer because I don't understand exactly what it does. It's a granular echo synthesizer. I'm sure someone could translate that to me, but I understand it as it's kind of like adding a delay, but it's almost like a reverse delay. At least that's kind of what it sounds like to me. That could be totally wrong, but I like it because it makes the melody feel more full, and it's almost like a whole nother layer on your melody. So now that we have that, I'm going to... All right, so I added this pad from Prince. It's the Cool Stretch pad, and I just turned off the distortion, and then all I did was I layered my chords. I left the top melody and the root notes alone. I just grabbed my chords, and so now that sounds like this. And there's an effect I'm gonna add to this. I like adding it to pads like this, and it's Pan Man, and I just turn up the rate and the smoothing, and then I swap this over to the left to right. Just adds a little variation to it, and I really like it. So now that we have these, I'm gonna be able to arrange my melody uniquely enough to keep it fresh throughout the whole thing. And so with that said, I'm just gonna grab a sub bass, and then I'm gonna start on drums. You guys know the goated sub bass. It's the Growler Moog, and all I'm doing is just grabbing my root notes and just cut this off, and to duplicate it over, it's Control B. Now let's hear what this sounds like. Oh, nope, I'm dumb. Those weren't my root notes. These are my root notes. Let's rename this sub bass. So now I'm just gonna mix these out really quick. Just make sure I like the levels they're at. All right, so I like the mix on my melody. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw my pattern onto the playlist, and we're gonna start adding drums. So I'm gonna be working out of the Danny Rome drum kit, and that is because I know it has a lot of quality sounds, and I don't know if he still sells this kit or has this kit available, but he might. So go hit him up at Danny Rome Beats on Instagram and Twitter, and yeah, just go scope. So I got a clap. Now I'm gonna grab a hi-hat. Now I got an open hat here. Pretty normal pattern. Now I'm gonna grab a rim. And I think I'm gonna slow down my BPM a little bit. Not much, I went from 150 to 145, but I think this sounds better. So now I'm gonna grab an 808, so I'm gonna mute my sub bass, and I'm gonna go with the short spins. And what I do is I come over here to cut self and cut it. And now, as you guys know, in order to keep your 808s in tune, you just follow these. And that seems to be a hot topic at like all points in the producer community, which is interesting. But I'm just gonna come up with a pattern, and yeah. So I like that pattern, as you guys can hear it. Pretty simple pattern. All I did is this note, I just lowered the velocity on it because I like the feel that it gives. And so now that I have that, I'm gonna grab a kick. I'm just gonna copy my 808, paste it on the kick, and press Alt K, and that'll bring all my notes to the same note. And I'm just gonna eliminate that weaker one. I'm gonna go with that for a pattern. Just kind of emphasizes a few of the notes, but not all of them. I'm gonna add this little perk in here. The Latino perk is what it's called. I'm gonna add this stick perk as well. So I know it's kind of late in the game to add this to a melody, but I'm gonna throw the halftime with just the 1/4 on my piano melody, and now it sounds like this. So now I'm gonna just add some stuff to the hi-hats, but I might just be like taking away stuff from the hi-hats just to add some more bounce. So I like this pattern a lot. I think it adds a nice bounce. So now I'm just gonna mix everything out and then lay out the beat, and I'll be out of your hair. So I like the mix, so I'm just gonna add my master to it, and that's a Fruity Parametric EQ1 with the lows, mids, and highs slightly boosted, and a Fruity Soft Clipper with the default settings. So now I'm going to arrange this. I like throwing everything on the playlist, making it 8 bars, slicing it off, and then I just duplicate it over a bunch of times so I can just subtract what I don't want. All right, so I've got this beat laid out. I'm gonna let you guys hear it as I kind of explain it. So for the beginning here, I went up here and clicked Make Unique, and I just eliminated my top melody on the piano. So it sounds like that. My tag comes in. Then for the pre-hook, I brought in the pad and the sub bass and the regular piano melody. And then I added this little riser, and that's gonna drop into the first 8 of the hook where I have all the sounds except the sub bass. I like to stack hooks, and then on the verse, you kind of get rid of stuff to give some variation and open it up. But second 8 of the hook, only difference from the first 8 is I got rid of the kick. I like to bring the kick in and out, just gives a new feel. And then I did a cut at the clap, just like this. So the artist or listener knows the verse is coming. And then I added this cut as well. And I brought back that original piano melody because it's a lot simpler, and it opens it up more for the artist. And then second 8, I just got rid of the open hat and the rim. And on the first 8, I got rid of the perks. and then it's gonna transition out into the bridge. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment down below, let me know what you liked, let me know what you disliked. And yeah, constructive criticism is always welcome over here. I appreciate all the love y'all have been showing me. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @nahaba_ to keep up with me and see my stupid tweets that I throw out there. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching once again. This is your boy Haba, Nick, or Nahaba, and I'm out.